Let's take a look at the process for mixing and loading a batch with the QD3000. We'll start by selecting the recipe that we're going to mix today. So to do that, we will touch the recipe selection, which is going to bring our select recipe screen. We'll select, today we're going to load corn pre 2023. We'll push select, that's going to load that recipe. See that the default batch size is 1,000 gallons. That's what we have saved. We're going to be mixing a 1,000-gallon batch today, so we don't need to adjust that. We do want to confirm that our amounts and our products are correct. So in the middle of the screen, we see that we're loading atrazine out of tote 3 and sunphosphate or generic glyphosate out of tote 2, 25 gallons and 18.8 gallons respectively. If we look now on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, we're going to see our manual products. And so let's look at our manual products details. This is going to show us exactly how many containers, jugs, we need to put in of each product. So we're using a 2.5 gallon jug, and it shows that we need 1 full jug. If we press the arrow, it's going to move us to the next product in the batch. So we can see we need to get 1 jug, full jug, and 76.8 ounces measured. And then we'll move to our last product, which is our NIS, and we're going to need 2 full jugs of that as well. So once we've reviewed, prepared the number of jugs, we'll transition back to run, and now we are ready to mix the batch.
You'll notice that in this batch we have 100 gallons of preload, so the first thing that it's going to do is go ahead and put that 100 gallons in before it transitions and start adding the rest of the products in the batch.
We will push start. That's going to start our engine. And we're going to see that our water is going to start flowing. Our 3-inch passageway is open on quick draw, and we're going to put in that 100 gallons of preload volume. Once it hits that 100 gallons, it's going to close the 3-inch valve and open the 2-inch valve, which is the start of the chemical phase of the batching cycle. Load order position 1 is our Vixen, and it's telling us to put in 1 jug. In order to do that, we will utilize our Kimblade eductor. We'll turn on our water supply. We'll grab our 2.5 gallons of Vixen. We'll push that down on the knife. Opening this valve is going to start that, sucking that product into the batch. I can open the my rinse valve, which is going to rinse the inside of the jug. Hit that a couple of times. Remove it. My jug is clean and rinsed. I'm ready to move on to the next product in the batch. So I would close this. Come back to my display. I can simply check off that I put in my 1 gallon and push finish. At this point in time, it's going to move to the next product in the batch. Load order position 2 is my atrazine, which is coming out of product valve number 3, which is one of my totes that is located on the back side of my trailer. As we finish and we put in our 25 gallons of atrazine, you'll see that our rinse valve is going to open, flushing the entire chemical passageway, making sure that all of that product was rinsed out of the system. After that rinse, now we're going to move to the next product in the batch. This is load order position number 3, which is sunphosphate, generic glyphosate. We finished our generic glyphosate, we rinse, and now we're ready to add our mesotrione. So it's telling me I need to put in 1 jug and 76 ounces. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab our first full jug of mesotrione. We'll split it on the knife, turn water supply on, open our valve on the bottom, suck that product out, rinse the jug, Once we've cleaned that, we'll go ahead and make sure that our eductor is clean. Close the valve. And now we need to use our Chem Caddy in order to put in that 76 ounces. So the first thing I did is I moved my quick reference sight ring to 76. And now I will pour my mesotrione in. Measure it correctly. Open the valve on the bottom. That's going to suck that out. This is my rinse valve. So I simply open that, and that's going to rinse the sight gauge as well as the cylinder. I like to hit it just a couple of times, make sure that it's entirely rinsed out. Close the valve on the bottom, and now I'm going to go back to my quick draw controller, and I'm going to check off that I put in a full jug and my 76 ounces, and then I push finish. That's going to advance it to the next product in the batch, which is our last product, and it's telling me we need to put in 2 full jugs of Venturi. So again, we'll utilize our Chemblade eductor. Rinse the jug. Jug number 2. Rinse the jug. This is the in some cases it's very useful. I like to have a garden hose installed on my trailer. Use that in order to make sure the tank is completely rinsed out. Once I've finished that, then I will check off that I put in both jugs, press finish. It's going to go through one last final rinse that we see highlighted based on the green rinse valve on the screen being open. And then it's going to advance to the third phase of the batching process, which is water top off. So you can see that at this point in the batch, we've put in 490 gallons of the 945 gallons of water that I need in order to complete the batch. On this particular demo trailer, you'll see that our water transfer rate is just about 200 gallons per minute. If we have a trailer plumbed optimally, we're going to see that transfer rate somewhere between 250 and 275 gallons per minute. The plumbing on this demonstration trailer is done in such a way that we can demonstrate multiple different features that wouldn't necessarily be paired together, and that results in just a slightly lower transfer rate. The thing that it does highlight is the importance of making sure that our trailer is plumbed as efficiently as possible, which really just means eliminating excess plumbing and specifically eliminating as many 90-degree turns as we can. Looks like we're approaching the point that we just have about 100 gallons of water left to transfer into the batch. Once we hit the batch completion point, the quick draw is automatically going to close all the valves and kill our engine. At this point in time, the batch is complete. We'll disconnect our hose from our sprayer or our tanker, and we'll be ready to head back to the field. That's the process for mixing and loading a batch with a SurePoint quick draw.